Hey, hi guys, this is Bakkappa. In this tutorial, I will talk about how to set desired capabilities in Appium for mobile testing. Before moving on to this tutorial, I will briefly give you an idea about what are the different tutorials we have covered till now for the mobile testing. In the first tutorial, I have talked about what are the different softwares required and how to install them. In the second tutorial, I have spoken about how to create a Android emulator. Then in the third tutorial, I have discussed about how to read a app activity and the app package. In the last tutorial, I have spoken about what is UI Automator Viewer and how to use that to inspect the mobile element. So in this tutorial, I'll talk about what are the different properties are required and how to set them by using the desired capabilities in Appium for mobile testing. So let us jump to the one of the program I have created. So first you need to start with the creating the object of the desired capabilities by using the new operator. Then next, by using the object of this particular caps, you need to set the capability. So these are the different properties that is required for mobile testing. The very first property is device name. You can specify this thing. You can specify any name there. The second property is UDID. So you need to specify this property from the ADB devices. If you go to the command prompt, so just type cmd and go to the command prompt. So here just you enter the ADB devices. Then here you will get the list of devices. In my case, only one emulator is connected, so it is displayed here. So you need to copy this particular name and you need to specify it for the UDID. So in my case, I have specified that particular emulator ID. The third property is platform name. You can specify it as a Android. The next property we have is platform version. So you can just open your Android emulator or the real device. So in my case, I'm using the emulator. So in this device, go to the settings. So here I'm clicking on the settings. Then go down and here you can see the one option called system. So you can click on that particular option. Then in this particular system page, so you can select the last option, that is about emulated device. Then if you in this particular screen, so if you look at the fourth option, that is Android version. So here in my case it is 8.0.0. So same value is specified here. Then the next two properties we have is app package and the app activity. So only one method you need to call, that is set capability for everything, for setting all the different properties here. So till this you got an idea like how to set the values for the like device name, UDID, platform name and the platform version. Now for the next two properties, that is app package and the app activity. So these are the different values like app package, and the second property value we are having is app activity. So if you go to the my channel, so here I have covered separately that tutorial like how to get the app package and the app activity. So that would be quite enough to execute your script in a real device or the emulated device. So that's all about the tutorial. In this tutorial, just I have given a brief idea about how to set the properties, desired properties, desired capabilities in Appium for the mobile testing. So in the next tutorial, I will talk about how to automate the Android native applications. Thank you. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, click on like button and share with your friends and colleagues. Hey, hi guys, this is Bakkappa. In this tutorial, I will talk about how to automate mobile native application. So I'm using the combination of these tools, that is Appium, Cucumber BDD framework, Selenium, then TestNG. So these are the high level points I'll be covering in this tutorial. The first one is how to create the feature file, then how to generate the step definition structure. Then third point I have is how to implement step definition for the scenario steps. Fourth point I have is how to use UI Automator Viewer for inspecting the mobile element. Then the fifth point I have is we'll be writing the XPath for locating the mobile element. Then the last point I have is we will be executing and validating our results. So let us start with the first point. So let's create a feature file first. So before creating this feature file, so I will show you the scenario which I am going to automate now. So this is my emulator I have. So simply I will go to the calculator app. So here in my case I'm taking the calculator application. So this is a native app. So here I'm just clicking on this. After opening this app, so what action I'll be doing is, so here I'm clicking on any of the two numbers and I'm just adding these two numbers, then I'm validating the results in this tutorial. So what I'll be doing is I'll be clicking on this 5 first, then after that I'm clicking on this plus symbol, then again I'm adding 5, then the results will be here 10. So yeah, so I'll be validating this particular results whether it is coming properly as a addition of two numbers or not. So this is a goal for this tutorial. So I'll be showing you the demo how to add these two numbers and how to validate this particular number, whether it is uh, addition of two numbers or multiplication of two numbers, like that. So let us start with our creating this future file. So simply I'm navigating to the my framework, that is Selenium Cucumber BTT framework. So this entire framework is available in the GitHub. If you don't know, just Google it with my name, so you will get it. So precondition for this tutorial is you can go to this my YouTube channel, and from the starting it is all about the installation of the softwares, what are the different softwares required and what and how to install them. In the next tutorial I have covered how to create the emulator, then next I have covered how to get the app package and app activity, then I have showed how to use the UI automator viewer for inspecting the mobile element. The latest tutorial I have talked about how to set the desired capabilities. So in this tutorial I will show you an end-to-end flow that contains starting from the creating the future scenario, then adding the step definition, then you'll be at the end of this tutorial you'll be learning how to automate the mobile native app. So let us jump to our framework. So first I'll create the feature file. So here I'm specifying the feature file name as mobile testing dot feature. That's it. Then I'll click on finish button. So in this, just I'll open this feature file. Then what I'll do is here I'm just writing the future keyword. Then here I'm specifying the adding of two numbers. So that this is my future. Then later I specify the scenario. Just I'll copy the description for the scenario as well. So just a simple feature we are adding the one scenario. So what I'll do is after scenario, so just I'll specify the given keyword. Then I'll say first user adds two numbers. So this is our first step. Then next step we have is so before user adds two numbers, I'll say user opens calculator app, then user adds two numbers, then I say with the then keyword I say user validates addition of two numbers as, so this expected result I'm parameterizing. So in our case, so addition of two numbers should be 10. That's what I'm parameterizing here with the double quotes. Then in the next step, and then with the keyword, then I'm specifying. So user closes calculator app. So this is about the my scenarios. That's I'm going to automate it now. User closed calculator app. So that's it. So here I'm representing this particular feature file with the @ tag, that is mobile testing. So simply I'll select all and just I'll format it and I'll save it. So that's it. So first we are done with the first step, creating the feature file, and thus we have added one scenario. So let me copy this particular tag and I'll go to the test runner package. Simply I'll open it. So here you need to specify the tag name which we have represented the feature file. So simply I have specified here. So that's it. So first step, we are done with the first step. So we have to generate the step definition structure. So just you can say dry run is equal to true. So this will generate you the structure of the step definition file. So if I run this particular testng.xml file, so simply it will gives me the structure of the step definition file for this particular scenario. If you go to the console, so it is giving me the all the structure of the each of the step definitions for each of the steps. Sorry. So just copy that. Let us quickly create the step definition class for under the com.testautomation.stepdef package. Here I'm specifying the class name as mobile testing step def. So that's it. Just click on finish button. So that's it, guys. So once it is done, so just import the related packages. So every error will be gone. So just import the related packages. So you should not be seeing any errors in few seconds. So simply let me delete all the stuff which is not required here. That's it, guys. So we are done with the first creating the feature file, then generating the step definition structure. So once we are done with these two steps, first then we need to add a few dependency which is required for the testing the Android native apps. So I have few dependencies. So let me copy this. So I will tell you each of the dependencies. So I'm specifying total 3 dependencies. So simply I'll go to the pom.xml file. So simply I'll paste it here. See guys, first dependency we are using the Selenium remote driver, that is a version of 3.141.5. Then another dependency I'm using Java client, that is a version of 6.1.0. Then this is the Selenium API I'm using because because of the, if you are getting any error like this, if you are getting in the console like no class definition found error, please add this particular dependency. Otherwise no need to add this particular dependency. So main dependencies are here, these two. One is Selenium remote driver, then the Java client. So that's all about the dependency. Just save it, your pom.xml. then close it. Okay, that's all guys. So first part we have is user opened calculator app. So before opening the calculator app, so we have to define the desired capabilities. If you visited my channel, so in the last tutorial I have covered what are desired capabilities and how to set the value for the desired capabilities. So the same code I'll copy it from here. Simply I'll copy this all the code, few set of lines. Then I'll simply paste it under the first step. So that is user is opening the calculator app. In this step, just I'm creating the desired capabilities object, then all the stuff I'm just, if you have visited this particular tutorial, so it will be easy to understand what are these properties and if from where to get this particular property and platform version, app package, app activity. So these two properties you can get it by seeing to this particular tutorial, that is how to read app package and the app activity. So that's all. So you need to import the desired capabilities class. So just I'm importing here. So first you need to create the object of the desired capabilities. Then by using this object, you can set all the values like device name, UDID, platform name and the platform version, app package and the app activity. So I'm just creating the this particular object as a global so that I can use it in the other steps as well. Android driver is equal to driver is equal to null I'm specifying. So that's it guys. So what I will do, just I'll import the time unit. Here I have specified one statement after creating the object of the Android driver. So simply I have passed the one object, that is a URL. So in this case, so this will be the port number and the, sorry, this will be the IP address and the port number 4723. So these details you can get it from the Appium itself. So default it will run on this IP address and this port number, but these are one and same. So you can specify 4 zeros, then followed by the port number. It will be same. So if you are specifying 127.0.0.1, this will be almost same to the specifying the zeros, 4 zeros. Then after that I'm passing this particular desired capabilities object. Then here just it is a Selenium concept here. I'm specifying the implicit wait of 10 seconds. So that's all guys. So I'm surrounding this particular set of statements with the try catch block. Just select the lines of code, then right click on that. You can say here surround with try and catch block. So that's it guys. So here I'm getting still one more error, so I need to import the URL. So just import the URL as well, class. Once it is done, so we are done with the first step. User open calculator app. So we are done with the first step, that is user open calculator app. Then user adds two numbers. So for adding two numbers, so what I will do is first we have to inspect the element, then we have to get the DOM details, then we can specify the value like addition of two numbers. So simply I'm opening the my emulator, then just I'm closing this particular thing. Then freshly I'll open the calculator app. Then I'm opening the UI automator viewer. So this is for capturing the DOM of the mobile native app. So this is a so it is already opened the application. So what I will do is I will click on this particular number, that is 5 plus 5. So I don't want to click on this particular equals. So just what I will do is first I click on 5, then plus 5. Then I will validate here whether this particular value is displayed or not. So let me inspect this particular DOM with the UI automator viewer. So you need to click on this particular option. So it will inspect the all the left side mobile native app. Then it will gives you the DOM details, that is a kind of HTML details. So that's it, guys. So first what I need to do, first I need to click on this particular number 5, then I need to click on plus, then again I need to click on 5. So let us select the 5. So if you look at this side, in the right side, that is a no details. So here we are getting the index, text, resource ID, class, package. So in my case, I'm using this particular value, that is a resource ID. I'll go to the Eclipse ID. This is my step definition file. So in the second step, that is once we open the calculator app, so user adds the two numbers. So in the second step, what I'm doing, I'm using the driver object dot find element, find element, find element by ID I'm using. So here I'm specifying the value, the same value which I copied. So that is nothing but this particular value, resource ID value. Then I will click on it by using the click method. So after clicking 5, so I need to click on plus. So let me inspect the plus button. So once we have the DOM details, so we can do it very easily. So I need to inspect this particular plus button. So let's just click on this. So here if you look at this, here also we are getting all multiple details. So now the details are changed because my focus is on different element. So in this case also I'm just copying the resource ID. There are different ways of writing the XPath. You can follow that as well. But in my case, just for the demo purpose, just I'm using the ID itself. So after that, I need to click on the plus button as well. So here I'm performing the click operation. So second time also I need to click on the 5 only. So just I'm copying the first statement. Then I'm pasting. The first find element clicks on the 5. Then the second find element clicks on plus button. Then the third find element, it clicks on again it clicks on 5 number. So once the operation is done, so it will display us the results. So if you look at here, so this is where the results is getting displayed. So in the same way, simply I'm using the resource ID itself, just I'll copy this particular ID. I'll get the text and I will store it in the variable. Then we will validate that the same text is displayed in the calculator app. So here again I'm finding the element. So now I'm finding the element of the results which is displayed on the calculator app. So simply I'm specifying the ID of that particular element, the which is the result displayed. So what I'll do here, I'll do get text. So that's it. So this particular result I'll store it in the as a result variable. I'll create it and I'll store it. So let me specify this variable as a global so that validation purpose. So this same variable will be used in the next step here whenever I'm validating this particular addition of two numbers. So I'm specifying it as a global here. So I'm assigning the null value for this result variable. So that's it, guys. So what we are done with two steps. The first one is user opens calculator app, then user adds two numbers. Then in the third step, user validates addition of two number as 10. So I'm going to the third step. So what I'm doing here is in the second step, just simply I'll surround the set of statements with the try catch block. So if any error occurred in the try block, so that particular exception will be captured by the catch statement, and you'll be seeing some details about the exception in the console as well. So here in this step, I'm using the assertion concept, assert true. So in this method, so we have to specify the condition. So based on the condition, it will return as a result. So if this condition is false, so this particular test will get fail, and appropriate exception will be displayed in the console. So here I'm writing one condition. Here I'm taking this particular string. So this is the expected value, the value which is passing from this particular step, that is a 10. So I'm taking this particular value as a string, and here I'm comparing with equals ignore case this particular result. So this is the result I got it from the calculator app. So simply I'm using this particular result variable, and if these two are equal or not, I'm just checking. If it is false, simply our test will get failed. So here I'm selecting this particular statement, I'm surrounding with the try and catch block. So if this particular assertion failed, so catched by the catch statement, and it will display the set of exception details. So we are done with the third step as well. We are here validating by using the assertion concept whether these two results are same or not. This particular value is a 10, and this particular app value, it should be same, otherwise our test will get failed. So we are done with implementing these three steps. In the first step, we are opening the calculator app. Then in the second step, we are adding two numbers. In the third step, we are performing the validation of two numbers as a equal number or not. This is the last step. We are just closing the calculator app. So what I will do is I'll use the driver object dot quit. It is very similar to the Selenium Java concept. So simply I'll select this particular statement and I'll say surround with the try and catch block. So that's all guys. So we are done with the implementing all the 4 steps. In the first step we have created the object of desired capabilities and we are setting the all the properties. Once setting the properties is done, we are creating the object of the Android driver. Then here I'm specifying the one implicit wait of 10 seconds. The second step, adding 2 numbers. Here I have inspected the element and I have got the ID. By using the ID, I am identifying the elements. Then I'm performing the addition of 2 numbers. At the end, I'm just storing the result of the addition of 2 numbers in the one variable. This particular variable will be holding the value of the result from the calculator app. I'm here. The next step, I'm just validating whether it is equal to the expected value or not. Then in the last step, simply we are closing the calculator app. So that's all guys. So let us run this particular script and so let me minimize this. So let's have the emulator here. So once emulator is ready, so we will run our script and we will see whether it is working or not. So this is my emulator. So in the same way, let's have the Appium as well. So whenever our script is running, so some logs will be generated in this particular Appium. So simply I'll run the testng.xml file, right click on that and I'll say run as testng suite. So this is my emulator. So our script should run in this particular emulator. Let me check once. What is the, I think it is not running. So what we have to do is, so once we have generated the structure for the step definition, so we have to disable that. So let us go to the test runner and let us disable this. Let us make it as a false. So that's all guys. So let us try to run it now. If you look at here, now the logs are started generating, and in the same way you can look at the our emulator. So simply it is executed within the few seconds. So now it is performing the actions now. So yeah, I think maybe we have, it might have triggered the other app so previously by the mobile. So I think it is executed now. So let us open our console. So if you look at here, complete the execution for adding 2 numbers. So if you look at here, total test run is 1 and that is passed. And if you look at this, 0 failures and 0 skips. So this is a valid scenario. Let us pass the value as a false here. So what if it is 5? So now it is performing the addition of 2 numbers is correct. It is displaying you the 10 results. So that's the reason it is getting passed. So let me run it once again. So now it should fail. Let me close this app. So if you look at in the Appium, it is generating automatically some logs. So if you look at in the emulator, right, so it is simply adding two numbers. So that's it. So let us go to our Eclipse ID. So if you open this, right, so total test run is 1, but we have one failure because that assertion got failed, expected, and the actual results are not matching. So that's all about the coverage for this tutorial. So we have discussed how to create feature file, how to generate the step definition structure, and we have seen how to implement the step definition for the scenario steps. Then we have learned how to use the UI automator for inspecting the mobile element. Then we have written the XPath or ID. By using the ID also you can find the element, or you can write your own XPath. There are multiple ways of writing the XPath, but still I have covered in my channel. There are different ways of writing the XPath. Please do visit to that tutorial and learn it how to create different ways XPath. Then finally we have seen that executing, and we have validated the results. We have seen the positive scenario and negative scenario as well. So that's all about the how to automate a mobile native application. So if you like this tutorial, please click on like button, and if you want to share with your friends, colleagues, that will be great. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Hey, hi guys, this is Bakkappa. In this tutorial I'll talk about how to scroll into element and click on it in mobile device. So first I'll discuss the scenario which we are going to automate. So let me open the mobile emulator. So just I'll click on this particular API demos API demos in this APK. So I'll launch this API, then I will click on this views, last option. Then if you look at in this screen, right, we are having multiple elements. So I'll be scrolling down till end of the element, that is, so I'll be clicking on the web view. So after clicking on the web view, so this particular text will be visible. Then we'll be closing this particular app. So this will be our goal. So in the second screen, so this particular screen contains a number of elements. So within this, so we have to scroll into the particular element and we have to click on that particular element. So just I'll close this particular app. So next point I have is this is the app activity and the app package I'm having. So this is the value I'm having. So if you don't know how to get the app package and the app activity, so you need to go to the my channel and you need to watch this particular tutorial. Then let's start our implementing our code. So simply I will open the Eclipse ID. So what I will do is in the test script package, so that is com.testautomation.test scripts. In this I will create the one class. Within that I'll create the one test. So here I'm simply specifying the class name as scroll in mobile. So that's it. I'll click on finish button. So that's it guys. So this is the first two steps we have completed. So first we have discussed the scenario, then this is my app package and app activity. So third step we are doing it, we are implementing the code. So what you need to do is go to my channel, and here the last tutorial I have shown how to automate the mobile native apps. So click on this particular tutorial, that is Appium plus Cucumber plus Selenium plus TestNG. Simply I'll pause this for, I don't want to see this currently. So in the description, if you look at the code, so here I have specified all the code which I have discussed in the previous tutorial. So simply I will copy the try catch block here. Just I'll copy the try and catch block. So that's it. I'll go to the Eclipse. Here I'm simply creating the one test method. So just I'll surround this particular method with the @test. Then you import the related packages that is coming from the testng dot annotations. Then simply paste that code. So that's it. So here also import the related packages. Simply I'm declaring the driver before using that particular reference variable. Then I'll import the time unit dot seconds. So that's it. So what I will do is just I'll copy this particular value, that is app package. So simply I'll remove the previous app package. So in the similar way I will specify the app activity value. So that's it guys. So this particular lines of code, it will launch me this particular app, that is ePay demos. So next what we have to do, so we have to open this. After launching this particular API, we have to click on this views. For clicking on this particular views, we have to inspect this particular element by using the UI automator viewer. So let me open the UI automator viewer. So simply I will click on this particular option. Then it will take the screenshot of it. Then we should be able to see the no details. So in our case, we have to click on the views. So if you look at the right side, no details, you can see all the details like index, text, resource ID and class and package, and multiple attribute and the values are exist. So what I will do is I'll use the XPath and I'll write one XPath in such a way that so it will find this particular element and it will click on this views option. So in my case, I'm referring to this particular row, that is a text is equal to views. So simply I'll copy this particular value and you can remember this particular attribute name, that is a text is equal to views we have value. So what I will do is in my case I'll use the driver object dot find element. Just a second guys, so my system is quite slow. Find element by XPath. So in this we have to specify the string. So here I'm just specifying the two double slash forward slash, then I'll specify the star, so that can be, you can specify the directly class name or the any tag name. So in our case, I'm using the contains keyword. So within that, at the rate, we had the, this is the attribute and this is the value we are having, text is equal to views. So here I'm specifying the text at the rate text, comma, in the single quotation I'm specifying the value. So that's it guys. So simply I'll click on this. So we are identifying this particular mobile element by using the XPath. So we are using the contains. So here, this is the attribute name, that is a text, and this is a value we are having, that is a views. So that's it. After identifying this particular web element, then we are performing the click operation. So that's it. So before moving on to the next step, so this particular Android driver, I will specify the one generic type. Of type is mobile element type. In the same way, just you can import the related packages. Simply I'll copy and paste it for the driver object also. So you can import the URL as well here if you missed it. So that's about the one task. So we are done with one task. That is, first we have we are able to click on this particular views. So after clicking on this, we have to scroll into this particular web view option. Then we have to click on this particular web view option. So for that reason, what I will do is simply I'll copy this particular lines of code and I'll paste it here. Just a second guys. So just so that's it guys. So what I did is, so this is just I have used the driver object. After that, find element by Android UI automator. Then these are all inbuilt classes I have used. So only one thing you need to pass here is, that is the value. So this is a particular text you need to pass to this particular method, that is a text contains. So this particular value we are having in the mobile element, that is a web view. So that's the reason I have specified the web view here. After that, simply I have called to the one method called text. So this particular line will find the element, that is web view, and it will perform the click operation. So that click operation I have specified at the end. So first it is identifying the text, then it is performing the click operation. So after performing the click operation, so I will put some thread.sleep so that we can see the execution properly. So let me specify the 5000 as a thread.sleep. Then after that, simply I will close the driver object by calling to the driver.quit method. So that's all about the implementation part. So first we have just simply copied this desired capabilities and we have entered the app package and app activity. Then we have created the object of Android driver. After that, we have identified the views element. After that, we have performed the click operation. After clicking on the particular views option, then we are finding the web views option. Then we are performing the click operation. So at last we are waiting for 5 seconds. Then we are closing the Android native app. So that's all about the implementation part. So let us execute this particular program. So simply I will right click on this particular test one. Then I will say run as test-ng test. So before that, let me close this particular app. So whenever it is started running, so you should be able to see the all the logs in the Appium server. That means it is running properly. If you are not able to see any logs in the Appium server, then you are missing something. So if you look at here, it is started generating the logs. So if you look at here in the right side of the mobile emulator, it is simply scrolling down until it finds the specified text and it will click on the web view. Then it is displayed the hello world. Then it waits for the 5 seconds and then simply it closes the Android native app. So if you look at the results also here, so total test run is 1, then there are 0 failures and 0 skips. So that's all about in this tutorial. So we have discussed how to scroll into element and click on it in mobile device. So if you have any queries, you can comment in the comment section. So if you like this tutorial, please click on like and share with your friends and colleagues. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Hey, hi guys, this is Bakkappa. This is the part 9 for mobile automation testing. So in this tutorial, I will talk about how to cross-check XPath in Appium for mobile testing. So in the part 8, you can search in the YouTube as Appium by Bakkappa and then you will get a list of results. You can click on the Appium series by Bakkappa and so this is the entire playlist for the Appium series. So if you go down, that is a part 8. In the part 8, I have discussed how to find app package and app activity using the Appium. So that is all about how to connect to the Appium desktop, then how to open the UI, then how to find your how to find your app, app package and app activity of the any of the Android native app. So that is a very initial step which you will be taking in uh, while automating any of the mobile application. So in this tutorial, I will talk about how to write your XPath, then how to cross check whether it is a written XPath is proper or not before debugging or running your scripts. So let us open Appium. So it takes few seconds to open the Appium. So in the next tutorial, I'm talking about how to work on Chrome browser. So already Appium desktop got opened here. So simply I will start the server. So our Appium REST listener started listening. So you can click on this particular icon. That's a very first icon, that is start inspector in session. So once you clicked on that, so you'll be seeing a separate screen. So in this screen, you can just click on the desired capabilities documentation. So this is a one link. So it opens like this. So simply you can copy first three properties. So that is the first one is a platform name. So you can add another three parameters. Platform name, that is the first parameter. Platform version. Next, device name. Next, browser name. So that's it. Platform name, you can specify it as a Android. Then next, platform version. So you can check your Android emulator or a real device. Then you can specify the version here. The next device name I'm specifying as a test. You can still specify the device name which you will get in the adb devices command. So browser name I'm specifying it as a Chrome. So I'll click on the start session. So if you look at my device, so this is my emulator. So if I click on this, so first it will open you the Chrome browser because we have specified the desired capabilities as a Chrome. Then you can close this. So in our case, what I will do is I will simply open one of the app, that is in my case. So API demos, I'm opening this app. So in the similar way, you can refresh this particular screen by clicking on this icon. So whatever the screen you are seeing in the emulator, same screen will be appeared in this UI also. Say for example, I wanted to click on this particular app element. So in the right side, you can see all the attributes and the values here in the respective values. So that is in the selected element view. So sometimes you can see the XPath and also you can see the ID. If ID is exist for this element, even ID also will be showing in the this particular view. So currently it is showing you the absolute XPath. So let us write a simple XPath, then we will verify whether whatever the XPath we have written it is proper or not. Say for example, if you observe to the attribute and the respective values, so here n number of attributes are available, then respective values are there. So what I will do is I will identify the unique attribute, that is and the value. So in this case, text is equal to app. So this is the unique element what I found. So by using the text attribute, then I'll specify the app as a value. So simply I'll copy the app value. By using the text, we can identify this particular app mobile element. So you need to click on this particular icon, that is search for element. So if you look at the locator strategy drop down, there are multiple things are there like ID, XPath, name, class name. By using these like name, class name, accessibility ID, XPath ID, all the values you can specify and you can check what are the value, whether it is correct or not. So in our case, we are more interested in the XPath. So I'm selecting the XPath. So here I'm writing the simple XPath to /, then star. In the square brackets, I'm specifying text as a. So we have to start with the @ then followed by the attribute name, that is a text, we are having the attribute, then is equal to, in the single quotation, you need to write the value, whatever the value we are having for the this text attribute. So we are having app as a value. Then after that, what you need to do is you need to click on the search button. If you observe here elements, so inside this there is a number showing. Now it is matching with only one mobile element. So if you select this particular element, it will be highlighted in the respective screen. So now the app is got highlighted. The similar way we will try for the another element. So let us try to identify as a OS. So I wanted to click on this particular OS element. So if you observe the selected element, so all the details, that is attributes and the values. So we are having text is equal to OS. So you can, instead of app, you can replace it as a OS. Then you can check whether it is highlighting this OS mobile element or not. So if I click on the search for element icon, so instead of app, I'll say OS. Then I will click on the search button. So if you look at the elements, so there are only one element matching with the XPath. If you select the element, then it is highlighting the respective mobile element in the screen. So in the similar way, say for example, my XPath is matching with the multiple elements. How you will get to know that the number of count of elements will be n number. So let us take the one example for matching for the multiple mobile elements. So if you look at the class value here, so this class value remains same for all the elements. If you click on media, then this class value is same. So let us identify the mobile element using the class. So simply I'll copy this value. So in case of text, I'll specify the class as the attribute. I'll click on the search for element icon. Then here simply I'll paste the value. Then instead of text, I'll replace it as a class. So this is an example for matching with the multiple mobile elements. So till now we have discussed, we have identified two mobile element identify uniquely. So there was no duplicate elements which is matching for the our XPath. So if you click on the search icon, search button. So if you look at here, there are 13 mobile elements matching with our XPath. So if you click on one by one, so it will highlight the respective element in the screen. So if I select down one, so it is highlighting the animation. Then if I select the 16th, so it is highlighting the preferences. So this is how you can write your XPath and you can cross check the same XPath in the mobile emulator or in a real device. So that's all I have in this session. So if you are having any questions, you can comment in the comment section. So if you like this tutorial, please click on like button and share with your friends and colleagues. Thank you. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Yeah, hi guys, this is Bakkappa. This is a part 10 on mobile automation testing. So in this tutorial, I'll talk about how to launch Chrome browser and how to perform the action in the mobile device. So this is the agenda we are having. So this is the first scenario, that is we are launching the Chrome browser, then we are entering this URL. Then in the username text box, we are entering some data. In the password text box, we are entering some data. Then these are the two capabilities we have to set for launching the Chrome browser in the mobile device. So the next point we are having, just this is a Chrome driver.exe path we are setting up. So that's all about it. Let us open this URL. So you can open this URL in the Chrome browser. So in the Chrome browser, so however you are inspecting for the web application, in the similar way you can inspect this application as well. Only the difference is, so for mobile application it will be starting from the m.facebook.com. In the normal web application it will be directly facebook.com. For m.facebook.com, so there will be only limited number of elements you can see. So you can inspect in the similar way, however you are inspecting the web element. So you can see all the attributes and DOM details. Like if I wanted to inspect password text field, so you can inspect the password text field. And if you are able to see all the details like name, like different attributes we are having, class, all the stuff. So this is all a brief introduction about the yum.facebook.com. So how to inspect mobile web application. So let us quickly create our class, then we will start automating the mobile web application. So what I will do is quickly I will create the one package now. So here I'm specifying the package name as com.testautomation.mobile scripts. Then I will click on finish button. So inside this package I will create one class. So here I'm specifying the class name as launch Chrome browser. Then I will click on finish button. Let me maximize this window. Then what I will do is, here I'm creating one method. Then I'm surrounding that particular method with the @test. So this just I have declared the method. Then here I'm surrounding this with the @test. So you can import the related packages for the from the test-ng annotation. So that's it, guys. So what you need to do, next step is go to my YouTube channel. So you can search Appium by Bakkappa. Then you can click on Appium series by Bakkappa. So this is a list of tutorials, the series I have created. So you can click on the part number 6. So if you look at the part 6 in the description, so I have specified all the code. So what I will do is simply I'm copying the try and catch block from this description. So that's it. You can import the related packages now. So this driver is not declared, so simply I'm declaring the driver object. So that's it. So in this case, right, so I don't want, so this is a code we are having for automating the Android native application. For connecting to the Android native application, we will be specifying the app package and app activity. So I don't need this, so I'm deleting simply these two lines. So instead of these two lines, I'm keeping these two lines from the notepad. So that's it. So I'm setting the browser name as the Chrome, so I can open the Chrome browser. So this is settings which is related to the Appium server. So here I'm setting, here I'm saying the true for no reset option. So that's it. So once you set the capability for Chrome, next step what you need to do is simply you can set the where exactly your Chrome driver.exe is exists. So here I'm setting the property. So this here I'm specifying the webdriver.chrome.driver. Then this in this path, so I have the Chrome driver.exe. So that's all. So by using the object of the Android driver, what I will do is, so however we are using for the web application automation, in the same way I'll use the driver object, then I'll call to the one method called get. So inside get, I'll specify the URL. So simply I'll copy this URL. So that's it. So it should be in a double quotes. So now first we have launched the web browser. First we have launched the web browser from here by setting the property saying that we have Chrome driver.exe file is present here. Then this will launch me the Chrome driver. After launching the Chrome driver, so this will enter the URL, that is https://m.facebook.com. Then we have to identify these two text box. So I wanted to enter something in the mobile number or email address text box and the password text box. So first we have to identify this mobile elements. So let us inspect this. So if you look at here in the right side, so we are having name is equal to email. By using this attribute, I'm identifying I'm writing the XPath. So here I'm specifying 2/, then star. In the square brackets, I'm specifying @name is equal to, then in the single quotation, I'm specifying the value. So if you look at this, so it is highlighting the mobile number or email address text box. Simply I'll copy this. So here I'm just by using the driver object, I'm doing find element by XPath. So this will accept the string as the argument. So inside the string, I'm specifying this locator value. So that's it. So I'll use the send keys for sending the data. So send keys I'm specifying Appium by Bakkappa n. So in a similar way, I'll copy this entire line. Then I will enter some data in the password field as well. So I'll inspect this password text box. So if you observe to the DOM details, So we are having name is equal to pass. So simply I'll replace, instead of email, I'll replace with the pass. So if I try to identify the element, so it is highlighting the password text box. I can copy this XPath, then I will paste it for the identifying the password field, and I'm entering the data as a Appium by Bakkappa. So for mobile number also we are entering the data as a Bakkappa, sorry, Appium by Bakkappa. For password text box we are entering the Appium by Bakkappa. After entering the data, simply I wanted to close the browser, so I'm using the driver dot quit method to close the Chrome browser from the mobile device. So that's all guys. So what is the change we have done? First we have taken the copy of the project, that is a try and catch block from here. Then we have simply deleted these two lines. So app package and app activity, these two parameters will be passing when we are working with the Android native application. So in our case, we are working on the Chrome browser. So we are adding these two properties. That is a Chrome, sorry, browser name as a Chrome. Then the next we are setting the capability as a no reset as a true. Then after that, we have specified where exactly our Chrome driver.exe exists. Then finally, we have entered the URL. Then for to text field, we are passing some data. Then finally, we are closing the Chrome browser. So that's all guys. So let us run this script. So what I will do is simply I'll get the emulator here. For running this script, your emulator should be up and running, and also your Appium server should be up and running. So what I will do is I'll get the Eclipse ID now, then I'll get the emulator. So simply I will right click on this test and I'll say run as test-ng test. So it will start connecting to the, so if you look at the Appium server, it is started generating the logs. So it is trying to connect to the mobile emulator. So if you look at the browser, right, so it has opened the browser, then it has to enter the URL. So if you look at right, so it is started entering the URL, then simply it will enter the data here, that is Appium by Bakkappa. The same way it is entering the data in the password field, then simply it is closing the Chrome browser. So that's all guys. If you look at the results here also in the Eclipse, so total test run is 1 and that is a pass. There are 0 failures. So that's all guys in this session. So I have discussed how to launch Chrome browser then and how to perform the actions in the mobile Chrome browser. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please click on the like button and share with your friends and colleagues. Hey, hi guys, welcome back to Bakkappa and the Tech Automation Laboratory. So this is part 11 for mobile automation testing for beginner. In this tutorial, I'll talk about how to implement page object model for Android apps, iOS apps, and mobile web applications. So this is a high level agenda I'm having guys. So first I'll talk about what is page object model, why page object model is required, what is page factory, and then I'll talk about what is the scenario which we are going to automate. Next, we will create the respective page classes and the Java packages. Then next I'll talk about how to create the utility method that will launch us the Android native app. Next point I have is we'll create the base page. By using that page, how we can reuse in the n number of page classes. Next point I have is how to create the page classes and what it contains. So finally we'll create the page object test case. We'll execute the same test case, then we will review the results. Finally, I'll talk about how to make changes and what are the changes you need to make while designing the page object model concept for the Android apps, iOS apps, and mobile web apps. So let us talk what is page object model and why it is required. So before talking about the page object model, I will talk about why page object model is required. So simply I'll open Notepad here. See guys, before introducing the page object model concept, what people used to do is simply they used to create the object of new. If I wanted to launch Chrome browser, I used to create the Chrome driver object. Then I'll assign to the web driver type. By using this driver object, I used to call one method called find element. Then inside this, I used to specify the by dot the locator. It can be XPath, ID, etc. whatever it is. So inside that, I'll specify the locator value. So let us say value 1. So once we have identified the web element or the Android element or the iOS element, so here I used to say, for example, if I wanted to check whether it is displayed in the web page or not, so I'll be calling is displayed method. So in the same way, if I wanted to check the same element is enabled or not, so I have to use the same. Sorry guys. So same line, and here I'll be calling to the one method called is enabled. So both the methods will returns you the true or false. If this element is displayed in the web page, it will returns you the true. If not, it will return you the false value. So in the same way, this is enabled also. If the element is enabled in the web page, then it will display you the true value. Otherwise, it will display you the false value. So if I wanted to send the some data to this particular web element, so what I will do is simply I'll copy this line. Then I'll call to the one method called send keys. So inside that you can pass the data. Here I'm passing Appium by Bakkappa. So that's all guys. So if I wanted to find the element, I'll be using the same syntax, that is driver object dot then find element by the locator and the value. See guys, I'm performing action on the single element, but I'm writing 3 lines of code. Say for example, in the later point of time, our DOM details got changed. Then you need to come to the each and every line and you need to verify whether my XPath is correct or not. If it is changed, and to make it as a value 2. So again, I need to come back to the next line and then I need to modify the element value as a 2 because it is got changed into the value as a 2. See guys, these are dummy values. Simply I'm just demonstrating in what cases this page object model design pattern got introduced and people started using it in the real time projects. See guys, if like this, if you are having 100,000 lines of code, so it is very difficult you to maintain the elements, that is a locator values, right? So this is one of the reason why the people introduced the page object model design pattern. So This is all about why page object model is required. So let us talk about what is page object model. It is a design pattern, guys. So it is one of the widely used design pattern in the real-time projects. So it has become very much popular. So in the nowadays in the real-time projects, you can see this design pattern to improve the maintenance part, to reduce the duplicate code. So this is all about the page object model. So why page object model is required and what is this page object model. Then let's talk about what is page factory. So it is a class in the Selenium, so which will be using it for the initializing all the elements in the particular page. Say for example, I have created the page object page 1. So in that I have written n number of elements. So by using this page factory, I'll be initializing all the elements. So in the normal way, so directly what we are doing, by using the driver object, we are doing the find element. But you will not see any find element in the page object classes. So by using this page factory, we will be initializing our all the elements in the respective page class. So let us move on to the scenario which we are going to automate. Let us open our emulator. So this is my emulator, guys. So simply I'll open the one APK, that is API demos. We have already used this API demos Android app. So simply I'll open this app. Then I'll click on the views. Then next I'll click on the autocomplete. In the third page, I'll simply read the three dot scroll message text from the third page. So this is all about scenario, guys. So let me close this app. Let us talk about the same scenario with respect to the page object model design pattern. See guys, first I'll open the this API demos. So this will be the first page. So I'll be creating the one page called page object page 1. So based on the need or based on the demand, based on the requirement, you can give the proper name to the your page. So in my case, so simply I'm specifying it as a page object page 1. So I'll be creating the one page called page object page 1. So inside that I'll identify the views element, then I'll click on this element. So I'll be writing a simple method that will click on the views link. So this will be the first page. If I click on the views, so this is our page object page 2. So I'll be identifying autocomplete element. Then I'll be clicking on this autocomplete link from the page object page 2. So after clicking on the autocomplete, so this will be the page object page 3 for me. Then I'll simply read this text, that is 3 dot scroll. Then we'll display it in the console from the page object page 3. So that's all, guys. So what I'll do, simply I'll close this app. So that's all about the scenario which we are going to automate. So next point we are having is we have to create the Java packages and the classes. So let us go to our Eclipse IDE. See guys, so simply what I'll create a simple package now. So package name is com.testautomation.mobile.pages. So that's it. So in the same way, I'll create a 3 pages class inside the com.testautomation.mobile.pages. So I'll be creating the first page now. That is page object page 1. So in the similar way, I'll create another 2 classes, that is page object page 3 So that's it. So page object, page 3, page 2, this is. So a similar way I'll add one more class, that is page object, page 3. So I'll go to the inside the com.testautomation.mobile.scripts. So I will add one class. So the class name is page object test case. So that's it guys. So inside the page object test case, I will write a one testng test public void page object test case. So that's it guys. So we can import the testng package. So this comes from the org.testng.annotations. Okay guys, so that's all from the testng test case.java. So we are done with creating the Java package and the classes. So we have created three pages, that is a page object page 1, page object page 2, then page object page 3. In the script package we have created one class, that is page object test case. So let us move on to the next point. So we'll be creating a utility method that will launch us as the ePay Android app. So what I'll do is, you can go to the YouTube, you can search Appium by Bakkappa, then you can go to the Appium series by Bakkappa. So here you can go to the number 7, that is a part 7. See guys, this is a part 7. I have discussed about how to scroll into mobile element. So in the description, right, so you can copy 8 to 9 lines of code, that is from the desired capabilities to the implicit weight. So this will launches me the ePay demos app. So what I'll do, simply I'll go to the Eclipse IDE. So inside the com.testautomation.utility, so I'm opening the browser utility class. So here I'm creating one method that will return me the Android driver as an object. So here I'm specifying one method called public static. So the return type of this method is Android driver. Then here the name of the method I'm specifying it as an Android driver. Get Android driver. So that's it guys. So simply I'll paste the code which is copied from the that part 7 tutorial. So this is a generic type, you can specify it or you can just delete it, doesn't matter. So simply I'll surround these lines with the try and catch block. See guys, return type of this method is Android driver, so that's the reason at the end I need to return driver object. So that's the reason I'll simply declare this variable in the global and I'll assign the null value to the driver object. So that's all guys. So still we are getting the error here. So you can, if we have specified the only I, so just I have added the D at the end. So that's all about creating the utility method that will launch us the Android app. So let us create the base page now. So I'll go to the Eclipse IDE. So we have added 3 pages under the mobile dot page, that is com dot test test automation dot mobile dot pages. So inside that I'll add one more class. The name of the class is base page. See guys, we are having 4 page classes and one test case. So inside that we'll be implementing all our steps after implementing the our page object classes. So what I will do is I'll go to the my notepad, one of the text. So simply I'll copy this. So I will explain you what each of the lines are doing here. So this is my base page. That's it guys. So let us import the related packages now from the Android driver, page factory, then Appium field decorator. So that's all guys. See guys, I have declared one Android driver object that is protected. So why I have declared it as a protected? Because I can use this class in the subclasses. So if it is a protected, you can use in the subclasses. So this is my constructor. So this constructor is accepting the Android driver as an object. Simply it will take the driver object and it will assign to the this Android driver. So by using the page factory, so we have already discussed about this page factory. It is a class which will initialize the all the elements. See guys, here I'm calling to the init elements. That means the it is initializing all our elements which is exist in the respective class. So here we have created the object of Appium field decorator. Then I'm passing as a this. So that here I'm saying that initialize all the elements in the current class. So this means it is referring to the current class. So that's all about the base page. So let us talk about how to create page classes and what it contains. So we have already created the page classes. So let us discuss what it contains, each of the page class. See guys, I'll open the first page, that is a page object, page 1. See guys, any page in page object model, it will contain 3 phases. The first phase is it will contain the constructor. So here I'm using one super keyword. Under that I'm passing the driver object. See guys, whenever you are calling the parent class constructor, you'll be using the super keyword. So that's the reason I am using the super keyword. It will call to the super class, that is a base class constructor, and it will pass the driver object here. So that is the first phase. That is the first phase here. So we are passing the driver object to the base class. In the second phase, we are identifying the all the elements. That can be Android element, that can be web element, that can be iOS element. So first 2 phases we are done with. The last phase we are having is we will be implementing the abstraction methods. Say for example, in the page you are entering the username and password and you are clicking on the login button. So that flow will be writing one method in the page class that will perform entering the username, entering the password, and clicking on the login button. So that means just you are calling the some method in the test case, log into application, but you don't know what it is doing behind that. So that's called the abstraction method. See guys, let us copy this structure, simple structure. Then I'll paste it in the page object, page 1. I don't need this. See guys, first we have to define the constructor of the same. So define the constructor. So constructor name will be same as the class name here. Then you can import the related packages. So that's it guys. So you can import the related Android driver also. So let me delete this. See guys, so this is a page object page 1. So we have to inherit in the page object page 1 the class called base page here. So here I'm using the extends keyword. So here I'm specifying the base page class name. So that's all guys. So this is a simple structure you need to maintain in the another two classes, that is a page object page 2 and page object page 3. So simply I'll copy this and I'll go to the page object page 2. Then here I'm simply replace the constructor name. So after that I'll do inherit the base page extends base page. So that's all guys, we are done with page 2 as well, that is page object page 2. Let us move on to the page object page 3. So let me copy the structure of this. So simply I'm replacing the constructor name here. Then I'll inherit the properties of base page. So that's it guys. So here you can declare a number of elements and you can write a abstraction method which will perform the action on the these elements. So that's all guys, we are done with creating the base page and we are implemented all our page object pages now. So before creating our page object test case, what we have to do? We have to implement a code for the scenario which we have discussed. So just I'm going to the app here. See guys, so I'll open in the same way I'll open the my Appium inspector. If you don't know anything about Appium inspector, please go back to my previous tutorials and watch it once again so that you'll get a clear idea on Appium inspector. So here I'm refreshing sorry guys, I'm just refreshing the page. See guys, whatever the screen I'm able to see in this emulator, I can see the same screen here also. So simply I'll open the API demos here. So that's it, I'll say refresh. So after launching the this API demos, we have to click on the views, right? So what I will do, simply I'll click on this views. So this is our page 1, that is page object page 1 in our framework. So I'll write an XPath in such a way that it will click on the views link. So if you look at the elements, sorry, attributes and the value, so I'll use the text attribute and the value. So I'll go to the search. So here I'm selecting the XPath. So here I'm writing a simple XPath by using the text attribute is equal to, in the single quotation I'm just specifying the value, that is views. If we click on search, see guys, in the left side you can see that views link is getting highlighted. So that means this XPath is correct. Simply I'll be copying this XPath and I'm going to the page 1, that is page object page 1. So here I'm simply pasting it. See guys, already you can specify the Android element name. So already I have specified views underscore link. So that's it. So here I'm writing one method called click on views. Click on views. So inside that simply I'll use this element and I'll say dot. So click method. So that's it guys. So I have identified the one Android element, that is views, and I have created one method called click on views. So inside that I'm simply using this element, I'm calling to the click method. So that's all about the page object page 1. So let us move on to the page object page 2. So simply I'll click on the views. So this is our second page. So simply I'll go to the Appium inspector, then I'll do refresh. See guys, we have to click on the autocomplete. Simply I'll select the link. So in the similar way, whatever the element we have identified we use, in the similar way I'll use that text attribute and simply I'll copy this value and I'll go to search. Instead of views, I'll specify the autocomplete. See guys, it is highlighting the autocomplete link. I'll go back, simply I'll copy this XPath. So this is my page object, page 2. Simply I'll paste it here. That's it. So here I'm specifying the name of the element as autocomplete underscore link. So here I'll say click on autocomplete. So that's it. So inside this I'll use this element, that is Android element. Then I'll say click. So that's it guys. So we are done with implementing the two pages, that is a page object page 1. So inside this we have identified the views link and we are clicking on this. In the page object page 2 we have identified the autocomplete link and we are clicking on the autocomplete link. So let us move on to the page 3. So in the emulator I'll click on the autocomplete. So this is our page 3. So in this method what we have to do, we have to read the text, that is 3 dot scroll. So I'll go to the Appium inspector. So I'll refresh it. So we have to read the third text, that is 3 dot scroll. So in the similar way I'll refer the text attribute itself. I'll copy this. Then I'll go to the search. So that's it guys. Then I'll click on the search. See guys, if you click on this element, so it is highlighting the 3 dot scroll element. So that means it is proper XPath. Let us copy this XPath, go to the Eclipse. Here I'll say scroll link. See guys, we have identified the object, that is the element in the page object page 3. So the name of the element is scroll underscore link. So here I'll say get scroll text. So that's it guys. So before doing a get text, simply I'll wait for the 2 seconds. So here I'm putting thread.sleep for 2 seconds, that is 2000 milliseconds. So I'll use the scroll underscore link element and I'll say get text. So that's it guys. So I'll do a one sysout here, system.out.println. So inside this, the text from Android app is, then simply I'll call this method in the inside the sysout. So that's all guys. So we are done with implementing all our page object classes. So till now what we have discussed is, so we have discussed what is page object model, why it is required, what is page factory, and the scenario which we are going to automate. We have created all the Java packages and classes, and also we have created the utility method that will launch us the Android app. Then we have created the base page. Then we have created the page classes and the structure also we have discussed. Now we have to create the page object test case. So creating test case we'll discuss in the next tutorial. So in the next tutorial, stay tuned for the next tutorial. So I'll be discussing how to create the page object test case. See guys, we have already created one class called page object test case. So in this, first we have to launch the web browser. Sorry guys, not launching the web browser. So we have to call to this method. First we have to launch the Android app. Then we have to call subsequent methods which are there in the respective pages. So in the next tutorial, I'll discuss on how to create the page object test case, and we will execute the same script and we will review the results, and also I'll discuss how to make changes and what are the changes required in the designing page object model for Android apps, iOS apps, and the mobile web apps. Basically, the important point I'm making it here clear. So returning the driver object to the next page is very important. So what are the different ways of returning the Android driver object to the different pages? That also we will discuss in the next tutorial. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. If you have any doubts, you can comment in the comment section. I'll be happy to help you guys. This is a part 2 guys. I have already created a part 1. We have discussed a lot of stuffs in the part 1. So I highly recommend you to go to that tutorial and watch the tutorial, that is a part 11. So let us move on to the next topic in this tutorial. So I'll be discussing how to create page object test case here. So simply I'll go to the Eclipse. So let us move on to the page object test case class. So in this test what I will do, so simply I'll create the object of, instead of creating the object of browser utility, so we have created one utility method that will return us the Android driver object. So this is a static method, so I'll use the class name dot get Android driver. So I'll go to the page object test case. So here I'm using browser utility dot get Android driver. So this will return me the Android driver object. So here I'm storing it in the Android driver. So that's it. So we can import the related packages now. So this will launches me the API demos app. So this is my emulator. So this will launches me this API demos. So that's it. So we have to click on the views. So for clicking on the views, we have to create the object of first page, that is page object page 1. So what I will do is simply I'll create the object of this one and I'll call this click on views method. So inside this we have to pass the Android driver object. So that's it. I'll store it in the reference variable. So that's it, guys. So we can import the related packages for page object page 1. So I'll use the reference variable of this and simply I'll say dot click on views. So this will launches me the Android app. Then this will launches me the, sorry guys, this will click on the views link. So it is asking me to surround with the try and catch block. So what I will do, so simply I'll say surround with try and catch block. So that's it, guys. So first we have clicked on the views, then we have to, this is the views. In the second page, that is page object page 2, we have to click on the autocomplete. For clicking on the autocomplete, so this is our totally completely new page. We have to create the object of the page object page 2. So that is page object page 2. So in the similar way, however we have created the object of page 1, so I'll create the page 2 also. Then I'll again assign back to the page object page 2 reference variable. So we can import the related packages for page object page 2. So by using this reference variable, I'll call to the method called click on autocomplete. So let us rename this method with the autocomplete. Go to the page 2 and here I'm just removing IM. So that's it. In the similar way, I will create the object of page 3, that is page object page 3. So that will reads the text from the page 3, that is a 3 dot scroll. So just here I'm creating the reference variable. So after that, here I'm specifying the new operator. Inside that I'm passing the driver object. Then import the related packages for page 3, that is page object page 3. By using this page object page 3 reference variable, I'll call to the get scroll text. That's it, guys. So inside this, so if you want, you can get the text. You can make the page 3, that is page object page 3 method as a return type as a string, and you can assign to the some string variable and you can perform the validation also. So that's all, guys. So after launching the app, I'll wait for thread.sleep I'll put before starting, before performing any of the actions. So here I'm specifying some 3000 milliseconds. So that's all, guys. So this is my test case. Already it is ready for the execution. First we have created the object of page object page 1. Then we have called one method called click on views. In the similar way, we have created the object of page object page 2. Then we have called one method called click on autocomplete. Next, what we have done, we have created the object of page object page 3 class. then we have called one method called get scroll text. So this, if you go to this method, so this will, here I have done the get text, so this will read the text from the Android app, then it will prints on the screen. So that's all guys. So let us start executing this script. So simply I'll close this app. So I'll go to the page object test case class. So we have implemented the one test. So simply I'll right click on the method and I'll say run as test-ng test. See guys, this is how we can design and develop your page object model design pattern for the Android apps, iOS apps and mobile web applications. So we will talk about what are these iOS apps and mobile web apps, what is the difference, how you can represent your find element for the iOS app and the mobile web applications. So currently we have done it for the Android apps. Sorry guys, currently we have done it for the Android app. Then I'll talk about what are the changes we have to do for the designing page object model for iOS app and the mobile web applications. See guys, it has launched the API demos now. So it has to click on the views link. See guys, it has clicked on the views, then autocomplete. Now it is in the third screen. See guys, if you look at the result, right? See guys, in the third page, that is page object page 3, this system.out.println. So we have written the text from the Android app is. So this is a text present in the third page, that is page object page 3 guys. So if you look at the result also, total test run is 1, that is pass, there are 0 failures. So this is how exactly you can design your page object model for the different Android apps, iOS apps and the mobile web applications. See guys, so what we are doing, we are creating the object over here only. So there is another way of returning the driver object to the another class. See guys, what I will do, I'll go to this, click on views. So will be no more, we will be creating the object over here of the respective page class. So I'll demonstrate this as well. So this is another way available. You can return the driver object to the another class. So what I will do is I'll go to the click on views. So return type of this method I'll specify it as a page object. So in the method itself I'll return the next class object. That is very simple guys. So here I'm specifying it as a page 2. So simply I'll say return new. So here I'm specifying it as driver. That's it. So whenever I call this method, so we have to store this value into the page object page 2 reference variable. See guys, I'll go to the test case. So first we have called to the click on views. So we have to store this into the page object page 2 reference variable. So simply I'll cut it and I will replace with the this object. That's it guys. In the similar way I'll follow it for the this method as well. So return type of this method is page object page 3. So simply I'll copy this and I'll say return new. That's all guys. Whenever I'm calling this method, so we have to store this value into the page object page 3 reference variable. So I'll go to the test case. So here I have called method. So I'll cut this instead of creating the object of the page object page 3. So simply I'll replace with calling to the click on autocomplete method. So that's all guys. So if you look at here, we have reduced the number of lines here. So let us execute this test case again. So simply I'll say, so guys, after performing all the actions, finally I'll close the driver object by calling to the quit method. So that's it. Let us execute this script. See guys, we have reduced number of lines this time whenever we started returning the driver object to the next class within the method itself. See guys, it has launched the Android app. See guys, perfectly it is working fine. See guys, this is how you can manage your driver object. Total test run is 1 and pass is 1. There are 0 failures. See guys, we are done with creating the page object test case. We have discussed how to maintain and manage our test script and how to make a less number of steps in a test case. So also we have executed the same script and we have reviewed our result also. So let us talk about final point, that is what are the changes required for designing page object model for Android apps, iOS apps and mobile web apps. So let us talk about iOS apps. So we have discussed till now, sorry guys, about the Android apps. So now we will talk about iOS apps. So simply I'll go to the Eclipse IDE. See guys, I'll go to the page object, page 1. See guys, this is the annotation I have used for identifying the Android element. So in the similar way, you can use the @iOS by, and inside that you can specify XPath equal to, you can specify any of the XPath. Simply I'm specifying test 1. So if you go to the this @iOS by, so here you can see it as a import iOS by. So this is coming from the Appium jar file. So simply you can import this. See guys, so you can in the same time you can surround single element with the two different that is @Android find by, @iOS find by. So in the similar way we have to replace the, if you are executing your scripts on the iOS apps, you have to replace this with the iOS driver. See guys, if you go to the mouse over on the iOS driver, here you can see the import. So this is how you can start working with your iOS applications. So in the, why we are getting in the super error in the super line, because in the, if you go to the this super, that is a base page, this is accepting the Android driver. Here I'm passing the iOS driver. So you have to make the similar changes in the base page as well. So that's all guys. So this is all about the Android app. Sorry guys, iOS apps and the Android app. Now I'll talk about mobile web application. See guys, if you are identifying any element for the mobile web application, so you need to, instead of saying at the rate Android find by at the rate iOS by, you need to say at the rate just find by. So that's it guys. You can import the related packages from the Selenium. So after that you can replace this with the WebDriver. So that's it guys. So you can import the related packages. In the super also, in the base page also. So in the base page also it should accept the WebDriver object. So in the similar changes you have to do as well. If it is a iOS, it should accept the iOS driver, and if it is a WebDriver, it should accept the WebDriver type of the object. So that's all I'm having guys. So I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any queries and if you have any doubts, you can comment in the comment section. Also, this entire code will be available in the below description. You can copy it and you can try at your end, and also try doing it yourself so that you can learn it more, so instead of copying it. So that's all guys. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please click on share and like button. Yeah, hi guys, welcome back to Bakkappa and the Tech Automation Laboratory. So this is the part 13 for Appium mobile automation tutorial for beginner. In this tutorial, I will talk about what are the different approaches available for installing the APK file into the mobile device. So let us talk about the first approach. So drag and drop approach. So by using this approach, you can install the APK file into the only mobile emulator. So let us move on to the second approach. So by using the ADB command, you can install your APK file into the real mobile device and the mobile emulator also. So let us move on to the third approach. Well, in the third approach, we will be writing a simple automation code. By using that, you can install your APK file into the real mobile device, mobile emulator, and the Appium grid device as well. So let us discuss the first approach by using the drag and drop approach. So we will be installing our APK file into the mobile emulator. So this is a APK file guys. So I'm using ISETC mobile app. So this is my emulator. So first we will try to search if that app is already installed. So here I'm typing ISETC. So that app is not installed. So what I'll do, simply I'll drag this APK file and I'll drop into the mobile emulator. Because you can see the pop-up APK installer. So that's it guys. So mobile app is installed successfully now. So here simply I'm searching for IRCTC. Then you can see the app over here. So I'll open this app. So simply you can say Denny. So this is the home page for the IRCTC mobile app. So it got installed successfully and we are able to launch the same app. So simply I'll close this. So simply I'll uninstall this app so that we can discuss the second approach as well. So simply I'll say okay. So let us move on to the second approach. By using the adb command, how you can install the apk file into the mobile real mobile device and the mobile emulator. So what I will do is first I'll check the device is connected or not. It can be real device, real mobile device or the mobile emulator. In my case, I'm using the mobile emulator because that device will be displayed for me whenever I am searching for ADB devices. And if you have connected real mobile device, then that device should be displayed under the ADB device. See guys, simply I'm entering ADB devices. See guys, so this is my emulator. Now it is displayed. In your case, if it is a real device, that device name will be displayed over here. Once it is displayed, so what you need to do, so simply enter one command. So adb install and path of the apk file. So simply I will drag and drop this into the command prompt. So simply I'll say enter. So once it is installed, you'll be able to see the success message. Then we can check the app in the mobile emulator. If you are using real device, you can check in the real device as well. So it will take few seconds to install. So just wait for another few seconds. So it is taking quite a long time. See guys, you can see the success message now. So simply I'll go to the emulator now. So I'll search for IRCTC. See guys, that app got installed perfectly. So simply I'll open this app. So I'll say Denny. See guys, this is the home page for the IRCTC mobile app. So simply I'll close this and I'll also uninstall this app because we can discuss the third approach. So third approach, it is a very quite interesting approach by using the automation code, how you can really install the mobile app. So simply I'll say uninstall, then I'll say okay. So that's it guys. So till now we have discussed two approaches. That is the first approach by using the drag and drop approach, and the second approach by using the adb command. So this is the third approach. So it is very important guys. So you can, if you are knowing this approach, you can install your mobile app into the real mobile device, mobile emulator and the Appium grid device as well. So simply I'll move on to the Eclipse IDE. So here I'll create a simple class. So name of the class here I'm specifying it as install APK. So that's it guys. So inside this class I'll create a one simple test engine test. public void install apk. So just I'll import the test at the rate test from the test ng annotation. That's it, guys. So guys, what I will do first, this is my emulator, right? So first I will try to launch the app, one of the app from the this emulator. Then we will install the our ISCTC mobile app. Then simply we will close the driver object. Because what I will do, I'll go to the com.testautomation.utility. So inside this, we have one class browser utility. See guys, if I go down, so this is a method we have implemented in the previous tutorials. Simply I will call to this method as it is having the static method by using the class name dot. I'll call to the simply this get Android driver. So this will return me the Android driver. So what this method does is simply it will launch us the this API demos mobile app. So I'll go to the install APK Java. So I'll use the browser utility class name dot get Android driver. Then I'll assign back to the Android driver type. So now we can import the Android driver packages. So that's it, guys. So now we have launched the this API demos mobile app. Then after launching, simply I'll use the driver object. Then I will, by using the quit method, simply I'll close the API demos mobile app. So in between these two lines of code, what I will do is simply I'll take the driver object and I'll say driver dot install app. See guys, very first method, it is accepting the string type of variable and that is expecting the app path. So simply I'll select this method. We need to pass the path of the APK file. So we had the APK file in this path. Simply I'll right click on the APK file. Then I'll go to the properties. Simply I'll copy this path, the location. And I'll paste it here. Then I'll say isctc dot apk. So this is a complete path of the APK file. So after launching the API demos app, I'll wait for some seconds. So by using the thread.sleep, so I'll wait for 3 seconds. That means I'm specifying 3000 milliseconds. So after installing the app also, I'll wait for some 4 seconds. That means 4000 milliseconds. I'm specifying it. So I'll say surround with try and catch block. So that's it, guys. So in the first line, we are launching the API demos app. Then we are waiting for 3 seconds. By using the install app, we are installing the our ISCTC app. Then we are waiting for the 4 seconds. Simply I'm closing the driver object. So before executing this script, I'll check if ISCT app is still exist. No guys, that app is not not there in the my mobile emulator. So that's it guys. What I will do, simply I will say run as test-ng test. So I'll take the emulator over here, then I'll select this method and I'll say run as test-ng test. So let me check if anything is executing. Yeah, I think it is now it is starting the execution. So it has to create the connection to the Appium server. Then it has to pass all these commands over the server. Then our Appium device will be listening to that. See guys, it has launched the API demos app now. And it will wait for 3 seconds. Then it will start installing the IRCTC app. Then it will wait for the 4 seconds. Finally, it will close the API demos app. And if you look at the result of mine, see guys, there are 0 failures. So total we had 1 test and that is passed over here. So let us check this app is got installed or not. So this is my emulator. So simply I'll go here and I'll search for the IRCTC. See guys, that app is installed successfully. Simply I'll open the app here. Then I'll say dining. Because this is the home screen for the IRCTC mobile app. So that's all guys. So whatever the in the agenda I have specified, so I have covered all the stuff over here. So if you have any queries, any doubts, you can comment in the comment section. If you like this tutorial, please click on like button and share with your friends and colleagues. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial.